If I didn't love all of you, I would have never have given this episode a chance. And honestly, after watching this episode, I'm very glad I decided to watch this. This episode definitely was a lot better than previous episodes, especially with episodic in nature. This episode really focused on my two favorite characters. As you've seen from my last review, I was on the verge of dropping the series. The only reason why I haven't dropped it yet is because of all of you, and I gave this episode a chance. And I will say, I'm probably going to hold on and probably continue writing the series to the very end after the ending of this episode. The ending alone, right when you get to the graveyard scene, that fucking graveyard scene was splendid writing. They did a good damn job on that writing, the atmosphere, with the music, that ending song at the end. If you haven't seen this episode yet, spoiler alert, but I want to tell you right now, you killed off my favorite damn character in this series. You killed off freaking Art. Wow. You know, I'm going to tell you, even though they killed off Art, I'll say, his death was beautiful. It had a really good meaning in this episode. Now, I saw a lot of different characteristics and facts about this entire episode, about all around Art's death. So, really, what this episode managed to do to me, I want to get into details. It actually made me have theories of what can possibly happen in the future. And you know how I feel about that. When an anime can make me do that, I will say it has a chance. It's taken over 7 episodes for me to actually really start to get into the series, which is a very bad thing. But I like what this episode did. For instance, the entire death scene with Art. And seeing how I actually thought Art was going to go onto Moral's side, become evil, go against Nas or whatever it was to pretty much get a minimum power. Instead, he does something completely unexpected, does something just shocking, denies the minimum power, and gets stabbed by Moral. I was so shocked. It was just so sudden. I mean, Moral, I knew he reminded me of Makishima Shogo from Psycho-Pass, but his entire just character personality just did a complete flip. And like, he's all happy-go-lucky, like, I want equal to you and nice. I want to be his equal. And all of a sudden, he stabs freaking Art in the heart. He's sitting there dying. The music ending song just starts with that dramatic atmosphere in the background with the music. And what makes even the mood and tension of this entire scene at the end is that freaking Art is dying on his own brother's tombstone, his grave. And how saddening is that? Seriously, think about that. In actual terms of irony, dramatic irony, with just a great freaking emotional drama, I felt like they did that scene really well. Probably the best scene in this series, because getting to see these two characters that really actually support the series, like Art and Moral, I love both sides of the characters, and actually seeing how this work of art, of actual character development, along with character interactions, make this episode enjoyable. Now, really, all around, I will say, this ending alone of this episode makes me really interested in what's going to happen next. For instance, okay, so we know Moral can actually change his face and, you know, turn into other different type of people, like the actual inspector that was helping out Art. I have a big theory that may happen next episode. What if nobody finds out that Art is dead? What if Moral decides to actually transform into Art and pretty much acts out like he's Art the entire time until the end of the series? I mean, how sad would that be to find out that Art never actually got his true dignified death, like nobody knows he died, and that freaking Moral is sitting there actually pretending to be Art? That would be pretty freaking messed up. I don't know if that would happen. Let's say this, though. I really think the actual first part of this episode, which was enjoyable, it wasn't the best part of the actual episode. Like I said, I already got into the real major section of what I really loved about this episode. There was some comedy moments. We get Hajime actually interacting with Nice, like feeding him, which was adorable. I love her character. I felt like this episode actually improved a lot on its elements that it was lacking in these past couple episodes, and managed to actually give us a straight-out plot. Moral finally makes his move, steals a forbidden brain that has like a forbidden minimum power to probably implant into his own self or into Art. Now, actually, here's another theory I need to get onto. Now, we have Moral whisper into Art's ear at the end of this episode something about a good deed. Now, what exactly is this good deed? We know Art pretty much participated in the academy to unlock his minimum power. He never unlocked it. So, I have a couple theories around this. Either Moral stabbed him in the heart to kill him or stop his heart to make actual Art activate his minimum power, or he's giving some form of power, like the actual Forbidden Brain, to Art to stay alive. So, really, would I be happy if Art was alive and if he didn't die? Honestly, I felt like this death was really betrayed well. If they were to go off and revive Art next episode, it would actually kill all the beautifulness out of Art's death. I mean, it was really gory, yes, but what I'm seeing beauty out of the death is because of the way it was betrayed in the series, so unexpected, and the way it actually had so much impact on the viewer. So if they were to sit there and just smear crap all in your face to revive Art next episode, it would kind of ruin the effect of what this episode really tried to accomplish. So, honestly, I think Art should stay dead, and they should ride this one out and let Moral truly become the villain he should be, and make us ride on those emotions like we truly hate him, and that would make a good villain. So, anyways, not much more I can cover. I am glad you all, literally, like 100 or so of you messaged me saying, you need to freaking review Hamatora, this episode's freaking awesome. I got so many freaking comments. I was like, oh my god, so I'll give it a watch, and then I'm glad I did. So, honestly, I guess I need to actually just, if I start an anime, I should probably finish it to the end no matter how much I hate it, or I should just make a rant series out of it. I don't know, but Hamatora did good this week, and it redeemed itself, so that's pretty much all that matters. Tell me your thoughts on this episode. Did you enjoy it? What do you think about that death scene at the end? Were you as shocked as me in that? Did your mouth hit the floor? You all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Chibi out.